It's sort of a culmination of everything you've done the past 4 years, all in one day.
I truly feel as though I am a mosaic of all of the mentors and people who have influenced me on this journey.
For me, for law school, it almost didn't happen.
I think ever since I was a child, I had this kind of American dream of being in the US, having this real college experience.
This was like one of the happiest moments of my life.
So I'm just really excited to see where saying yes so many times will lead me.
I gave birth to a set of triplets. Law school has taken a lot. I've been away from them more than I have in any other point of their life.
I think I had to grow up really quickly. I knew that I am following my dream, but they're staying here in the war.
We didn't have a whole lot in the way of financial resources or educational resources. I had a lot of love and a lot of guidance. You find a way or you make one.
Congratulations, son. We are so proud of you. I remember when you came to me and told me you wanted to take a break. And you laid out your goals and you stayed focused. And then you came back to me and told me you had to decide which school you was gonna grace your presence with. Go Georgetown.
As you step into this next chapter, remember, leadership is not all about standing in the front. It's about lifting others up. Just like your Psalm 1 proverb, "O le ala al pule, o le tautua." The path to leadership is through service.
I can't believe how fast the last 22 years have gone. Now you're graduating from Georgetown with the opportunity to pursue your dream in the NFL.
Wow. Mom has made it. Sayo, this day is a big day for all of us. Madam Juris Doctor, we are so happy for you.
Congratulations, Chloe. Words absolutely cannot express how proud I am of you and all of the hard work and effort that you have put in to get to this point.
Ми тобою дуже пишаємося. І в наступному бажаємо тобі, щоб всі твої мрії здійснилися.
Пишаємось тобою і дуже сумуємо.
We've loved watching you pour all of your energy into everything that you do, and you make the world a better place for it.
And it's no surprise that you chose a career where you were going to do something for the good of others, like medicine.
I am astonished at your moral compass. I'm astonished at your work ethic.
Very proud of you and your achievements that you've done at Georgetown. You've really embraced it.
As we step into this next chapter, it's Wednesday Day. I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud to be a twin, no matter what.
There was nothing you couldn't accomplish once you put your mind to it. And through it all, you've stayed genuine, humble, and kind.
My mom's my rock. She's just the reason I am the man I am today.
Mama, you've made us proud. I know you are born to be great and do great things.
To hear them say that I'm making them proud.
Sayo, you did it! Look at you, you're getting your JD. I am so incredibly proud of you.
You know, some people shape moments and some people shape who you become, right? You've done that for me and many people at Georgetown.
Of just an abundance of love for my family and friends along the way. That really encouraged me to try to share that with other people, hopefully with my patients.
We could not be more proud. You have taken advantage of everything Georgetown had to offer.
Malolfa malosi malolefa ea, which also means your journey here at Georgetown has brought honor to our Anoa'i family.
Never doubt the power of an Anoa'i who believes in themselves.
This is your world, so go be great and leave your full handprint on the world.
I had people behind me telling me that the world is mine and that I can do anything that I want to do. That's fuel for greatness.
While this is the end, it's the beginning of something great.
Because you found your space and you claimed it. And what I want you to take with you is that your resilience is unmatched and you belong in every space that you enter. And as you exit, you make sure that you leave behind the positive that you want them to remember you by.
President Groves, Provost Colbert, Executive Vice President Beauchamp, Vice Dean Riegel, Dean Edelstein, Professor Beard, members of the university community, honored guests, graduates, family, and friends. Welcome to the graduate commencement ceremony for the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, College of Arts and Sciences, and the School of Medicine's biomedical graduate education programs. Now, at several points in the ceremony, graduates and families will be invited to stand. At those moments, please participate in the way that is most accessible to you. And so now, if you are not already standing, please rise for the national anthem, which will be led by members of the Georgetown University Concert Choir and Chamber Singers under the direction of Professor Frederick Binkholder. Following the national anthem, please remain standing for the invocation, which will be offered by the Reverend David J. Collins, Professor of History in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Let us pray. O God, with us. We celebrate these days of commencement with joy and gratitude, knowing that you are God with us. Be with us now. You who gives us our talents and inspires our curiosity and places us in a world of wonder, be with us now. You who have been with us in the freedom and solitude that fosters deep inquiry, be with us now. You who have been with us in the guidance of mentors and fellow students, be with us now. You who have been with us in the support of families, friends, and so much community around us, be with us now. Be with us now as we pray with the psalmist, "This is the day which you have made. Let us be glad and rejoice therein." Amen.
It is my honor to introduce Dr. Suika Diggs Colbert, Interim Provost, to deliver the official welcome.
Please be seated. Thank you, Dean Sens. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you, our graduates, our guests, to this commencement ceremony for the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, College of Arts and Sciences, and the Schools of Medicine's Biomedical Graduate Education Master's programs. Many of our guests have traveled great distances to be part of this celebration. For some of you, this may be your first time on the Hilltop campus, which for over 230 years has educated students to become leaders in service to the nation and the world. By way of welcome, let me tell you a little bit about our campus and our history. Georgetown has grown in 3 stages. The first stage began when John Carroll bought a small parcel of land on which to build his academy. Not yet a college, certainly not yet a university, but a place with big ambitions. The Jesuits in Maryland had been, sometimes legally, sometimes illegally, running schools from the time they arrived in 1634. If you look up at the balcony of White Gravener on the far end of Copley Lawn, you can see images of these schools with their dates: 1634, 1640, 1677, 1745, and finally, Georgetown Heights, 1789. But even with these exceedingly modest beginnings, Georgetown harbored 2 great ambitions. One was to begin to train leaders for the new republic, established in the same year as Carroll's Academy. The second was to be a home for every student, irrespective of faith or creed. A bold move at the time, and a bold move even today. The second stage began with the building that's behind me, named for the Reverend Patrick Healy, the son of an enslaved woman, who realized in the 1870s that the College of Georgetown could and should become a university. He expanded the curriculum, and most significantly, he introduced the serious laboratory study of science, the mark of modern learning. Gradually, around the original college, other schools emerged: the School of Law, the School of Medicine, the School of Nursing, the School of Foreign Service. The dream, Georgetown's dream, rooted in Carroll's dream, kept getting bigger. At the end of the 1920s, a remarkable Jesuit, W. Coleman Nevels, began the 3rd stage of the dream, what he called the Greater Georgetown. Georgetown would not only be a national, but a global institution. He built Copley Hall and White Gravener, completing the front quadrangle. Unfortunately, the Depression shut down much of Father Neville's ambitious plan, but it did not stop Greater Georgetown from becoming steadily greater. Because the greatness of Georgetown is not in its buildings, the greatness of Georgetown is not in its dream, the greatness of Georgetown is in the contribution to the world of those whom Georgetown has trained. The greatness of Georgetown is you, our newest class. When you come back for reunions in 10 or 20 or even hard to imagine 25 years, I can assure you, you will discover an even greater Georgetown. But at that point, you will know that you have been a crucial part of what made and continues to make this greatness happen. Congratulations to the class of 2026, and thank you.
Thank you, Provost Colbert. Our founder, Most Reverend John Carroll, first Archbishop of Baltimore and first Catholic bishop in the United States, took legal possession of land on our hilltop in 1789, and we mark that as our founding date. Our first student, the future North Carolina Congressman William Gaston, arrived in 1791, though our first bachelor's degrees were not awarded until 1817. It was in 1815 that, with enrollments passing the 100 mark, the college's president, Father John Grassi of the Society of Jesus, asked then Congressman Gaston to present a petition for a federal charter, a document that still today sanctions the academic business we do here. Georgetown's charter, the first federal charter in the history of the Republic, has the additional distinction of having been signed by President James Madison, the father of the United States Constitution. It is our custom to initiate academic ceremonies with a reading of that charter. To discharge that office, I am pleased to introduce Ms. Marie Madsen, Secretary of the University.
An act concerning the College of Georgetown in the District of Columbia. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that it shall and may be lawful for such persons as now are, or from time to time may be, the president and directors of the College of Georgetown within the District of Columbia, to admit any of the students belonging to said college or other persons meriting academical honors to any degree in the faculties, arts, sciences, and liberal professions to which persons are usually admitted to other colleges and universities of the United States, and to issue in an appropriate form the diplomas or certificates which may be requisite to testify to the admission of such degree. Signed, Langdon Chivas, Speaker of the House of Representatives, John Gaillard, President Pro Tempore of the Senate, approved March 1st, 1815, James Madison, President of the United States.
We are honored to have with us as our commencement speaker, Dame Winifred Mary Beard, Professor Emerita of Classics at the University of Cambridge, Trustee of the British Museum, and Professor of Ancient Literature at the Royal Academy of Arts in London. Professor Beard is one of the world's foremost scholars of ancient Rome and a major intellectual figure in the modern academy globally. She has written and presented extensively about art, culture, and power in the Roman Empire. Her formidable scholarly range encompasses ancient Roman history, religion, literature, and art, Greek architecture, the archaeology of Pompeii, and numerous topics in the history of the reception of antiquity. But as she is equally well known for sharing the study of the ancient world beyond the narrow confines of academia through her insightful and wide-ranging commentary in various fora, including newspaper columns, television programs, and her blog, A Don's Life. Professor Beard holds a PhD in classics from the University of Cambridge, where she taught for nearly 4 decades before retiring in 2022. In 2018, she was appointed a Dame Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire by Queen Elizabeth II for her services to the study of classical civilization. Professor Beard has authored numerous best-selling books, including Pompeii, The Life of a Roman Town, which won the United Kingdom's prestigious Wolfson History Prize in 2009, and SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome. The penetrating yet accessible style in which she writes has endeared her to a wide audience, as have her appearances in documentaries about the ancient world, including her own BBC series, Meet the Romans with Mary Beard. In 2015, she even defeated the then Mayor of London, Boris Johnson, in a much-watched and discussed debate about the merits of Greek and Roman civilizations. Professor Beard serves as the classics editor of the Times Literary Supplement, a fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, and an international honorary member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. Her latest book, Talking Classics, The Shock of the Old, is just about to appear in the United States. The citation for the honorary degree will be read by Professor Beard's former doctoral student, Professor Martin Nichols, Associate Professor and Chair of the Department of Classics in the College of Arts and Sciences.
Today, Georgetown University recognizes a scholar whose specialized and public-facing work has made her a prominent voice in debates about the nature of the ancient past and the ways it informs our present. Dame Winifred Mary Beard. Identified by The New Yorker as the field of classics' most famous practitioner, Professor Beard has vastly expanded the global reach of the study and enjoyment of knowledge about Greco-Roman antiquity. Professor Beard's incisive and wide-ranging scholarship rests on a close engagement with the surviving primary evidence and is informed by theoretical work across multiple disciplines. At its heart is a nuanced skepticism about the recoverability of the Roman past, a period at once persistently visible in our modern world and fundamentally unknowable, except as the product of projection. As a mentor, Professor Beard models and demands precision, accuracy, and intellectual control in ways that both illuminate the ancient Roman world and reflect on the human experience more generally. Her vast knowledge of scholarly approaches shines through in every session. One never knows how she will process others' ideas and situate them in the larger intellectual landscape. To enter her office with its high piles of books, texts, and printed images is a thrilling and inspirational enterprise. Professor Beard's interrogation of the space between the ancient and modern worlds in dialogue with an expansive set of interlocutors aligns closely with the aims of Jesuit education, which configures contemplation as fundamentally inseparable from action. As she observed in a 2016 interview, knowledge is only knowledge if it's an active verb, if somebody is doing it. It's not a set of things that you can consign to a library and say is there. In recognition of her foundational contributions to the study of Roman history, steadfast dedication to democratizing knowledge of the ancient world, and remarkable championing of the value of the humanities, Georgetown is honored to bestow upon Dame Winifred Mary Beard the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon Dame Winifred Mary Beard the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. So I'm happy to join you in congratulating our newest alumna, Professor Mary Beard, who will now give the commencement address.
Thank you, everybody. This is fantastic. I want to start by congratulating you, though, the class of 2026, for all the successes that mean that you are sitting here today, right? I'm sure, I know that along the way there were some very dark nights of the soul. When you doubted whether you would ever make it, right? But you did. So congratulations to you and to your friends, your family, your caregivers, your roommates, and more. They all contributed to the success that we're celebrating today, in some ways that they know, and in some ways they probably don't. So well done, everybody here. It's your day, right? I should add a tribute to the university that made that all possible, represented here by Interim President Groves, by Provost Colbert, by Executive President Beauchamp, Deans Sens, Edelstein, and Regal. And I want to thank you all for the honour that I've just received, a degree for which I didn't have to work at all, right? And I want to give a tribute too to all the faculty here, not to mention the administrators, the support staff, the technicians, the caterers, the cleaners. Universities are communities in which many people play a part, often unseen. I do feel very honoured to be here and very welcome, but I confess that as a Brit, I also feel slightly out of my natural habitat. Of course, we do have similar occasions. We call them graduations, not commencements, and they're similar for their warmth, for the family reunions, the photographs, and the fancy academic dress, and all the rest. Crucially, though, in Britain, we don't risk the rain by doing it all outside. And we don't have speeches. There's no such thing in Cambridge as a commencement address. I was so touched, I have to say, by the invitation to be here that I only realised in the last few weeks that I didn't have the foggiest clue what giving the address entailed, right? Since then, I've taken a crash online course in commencement, right? I have watched the ceremonies on YouTube, including Georgetown's. I've studied websites called things like 10 Rules for Commencement Addresses, right? Absolutely terrifying. Include powerful one-liners, they say, right? And don't go on too long. I've read the so-called best commencement speeches ever, from John F. Kennedy to Denzel Washington and Taylor Swift, right? Now, Swifties will be very pleased to know that hers was jolly clever, right? She started by saying that the academic dress she was wearing was a lot more comfortable than what she usually had to wear on stage, right? Bit of honesty, I thought. And of course, like the physicist Brian Greene, who spoke here in 2023, and that's just to prove that I have been doing my homework, I went to ChatGPT. Now, what I'm going to say is not any general criticism of AI, right? There are people here today who are far better qualified than I am to evaluate the pluses and the minuses of artificial intelligence. But I can tell you, if you're composing a commencement address, don't go near ChatGPT, right? Its first effort, when I asked it for a 15-minute address to Georgetown Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, was a patchwork of self-righteous cliches, right? Along the lines of, commencement is, of course, a beginning, right? It only got worse when I asked it for a funny address, right? Now, that prompted really lame jokes about graduate students being far too attached to their water bottles, right? And it was even worse when I asked for an address in the style of Mary Beard. Because what that did was threw in a sprinkling of inaccurate factoids about the ancient classical world. Now, I don't think cliches are always bad, but after these explorations, I quickly decided that if I was going to give you cliches, at least they would be my own, not second-hand ones. And there will be no inaccurate or accurate factoids about classics either, don't worry. There's not even going to be much advice. I think at my age, you realise that history is normally on the side of the young. It's the young who are proved right in the end, and that it might be better for people like me to take advice from the class of 2026, not the other way round, right? So instead, I want to focus on universities. You have all been lucky enough to be at one of the best in the world. And I want to think a little more widely, though, about the point of universities and how we might stick up for them. Now, I think it's obvious to all of us that universities, or some bits of some universities, are under attack and often underfunded. That's in America and in Europe, and it's from different ends of the political spectrum. What they offer is often said to be not worth the time and the money. Better go to the University of Life, people say, right? They're teaching the wrong things in the wrong way. Why does the modern world need to know about medieval theology anyway, right? And they're either too diverse or they're not diverse enough, and so on. And you can write that script for yourselves. Now, those controversies are not necessarily a bad thing. I think democracies ought to argue about education and about what education is for. And universities certainly haven't got everything right, and I hope that they will do even better. But after more than half a century now working in higher education, I wouldn't want us to lose sight of the real good that universities do. And I wouldn't want us to be so overwhelmed by the criticisms that we forget to celebrate them. To put it bluntly, and this is leaving aside its ancient and medieval ancestry, the university is one of the great inventions of the modern world, and it has given us the greatest and most mind-changing ideas and innovations. I mean, Einstein didn't do what he did because he sat on his own in his parents' attic. He was part of a university community. And the achievement of all those extraordinary Georgetown alums who changed the world in government and service goes back to the intellectual community right here. So let's throw that away. In years to come, you will, I'm sure, all be asked, what did you get from university? And you will answer in different ways according to what subject you studied, theoretical, scientific, professional, historical, or whatever. I'd just like to add 3 more general points from me into that mix, which may or may not be helpful in your own conversations. First, at their best, universities are truly supportive institutions who nurture the hopes and the aspirations of their students. Now, sure, there are mean people in universities, as there are in every walk of life. And there's certainly a powerful fictional image of the university as a place of spite, villainy, backstabbing, and murder, right? If you want to know what I mean, try Donna Tartt's Secret History. But in my experience, real rather than fictional universities are emphatically behind their students. They're not trying to do them down or murder them, for that matter. One anecdote from my own past symbolises that for me. This was back in the dinosaur era of the early 1980s. It was so dinosaur that you didn't then write your thesis on a laptop. You tapped it out chapter by chapter on a portable manual typewriter, and you corrected the mistakes as you went by painting white stuff over them. It was called Tipex, right? And then typing on top of it. When you'd finished all that, you gave it to a professional typist who, for a price, would turn out a beautiful, perfect version. Now, in 1982, my advisor, who was to all appearances a bit of a grumpy old Cambridge don, declared that my thesis was ready to be typed out. But I was broke. So I just said I couldn't afford it, right? At that, he ambled over to his desk and he wrote out a cheque for £200 to pay for the typing. That was something like $1,500 now. Of course, I said thank you very much, but I also had to say I didn't know how I was ever going to pay it back. He just said in his slightly gruff way, just do it for someone else one day, right? Now, in today's jargon, he would have said, pay it forward, right? Now, I am certainly not saying, don't worry, that it's the job of advisors to bail out their penniless students, right? If only, right? But for obvious reasons, that moment stuck with me forever. Not just the generosity, that was part of it, but the way it summed up the university as an institution devoted in many different ways to paying it forward. Universities, that's what universities are for. They're about the old investing in the young, and they're about society as a whole paying it forward. They're also, and this is point 2, great defenders of complexity. I hope that no student here today came away thinking that the subject they chose to study at graduate level was simpler than they'd imagined. One of the reasons you have those dark nights of the soul is that you discover that it's all more complicated than you thought it was. So complicated, it can sometimes make your head hurt. Now, hooray, I say. We currently live in a world which trades on crude oversimplification, on crude rights and wrongs. The university stands against that. It defends complexity, it defends difficulty, and it battles against simplicity. The job of the academy, of the university, is to make the world look constructively more complicated. So don't forget to throw that into your conversations too. My third and final point is about perspective. A good university helps us to see things in different ways and from different perspectives. Sometimes that's in the material sense. University-based research underpinned the voyage of Artemis II, allowing humans a sight of the dark side of the moon. Very different perspective. But humanities research gives us different perspectives too. Delving into the past, into creative literature, or into so-called foreign cultures gives us an insight into what it might be like to think differently, to see the world through eyes that are not our own, to get a glimpse, in other words, of what it would be like not to think like we do. My claim to you is that whether it's in storms on social media or in world geopolitics, we really need more people who can imagine what it might be like not to think like they do, right? And I think that's another contribution that universities can make. Now, predictably perhaps, I've ended up with a glance at the humanities. And though I said I wasn't going to follow ChatGPT's advice and sprinkle the ancient classics into my address, I hope you'll allow me to end with an anecdote from the classics and one local reminder about how antiquity is still with us, embedded in our world. We are sitting here just almost in sight of the Washington Monument. I wonder how many people know that inside that monument is embedded a genuine building block from the ancient Parthenon in Athens, a gift from modern Greece as a symbol of democracy, ancient and modern. There's a surprise though. The original plan had been to include also a block of a famous ancient Roman temple from the Roman Forum. And in fact, it did arrive here as a gift from the Pope. But while it was waiting to be installed, it was stolen and dumped in the Potomac. And it's never been found, right? Now, the moral of that story, I leave you to work out for yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Beard. We will now have the presentation of candidates for degrees in course. The candidates will be presented and congratulated by the deans of their individual schools. Candidates, please approach the stage when your row is motioned forward. While we are committed to freedom of expression, as you walk across the stage, we ask you to respect this event and the experience of your classmates and their families. Thank you for respecting your classmates and the audience. I ask that the audience minimize their applause until all candidates have crossed the stage. It's my honor to introduce David Edelstein, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, who will present the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? President Groves, as Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Jennifer Woolard, Professor of Psychology and Vice Dean in the College of Arts and Sciences, will name the individual PhD candidates as they cross the stage. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy should remain in your places until your row is called.
Ishmael Noe Anang. Simone Pablo Ballesteros Briones. Diogo Bercito. Anamar Blanes. Nicolo Bonifagi. Maria Boda. Kala Cameron. Jeremy Scott Canfield. Leonardo Carval Gamara.
Sylvia Maria Cesar. George Gabriel Clay. Chris Cook. Mia Danielle Cozart. Arunjana Das. Marcela Cristina dos Santos Ferreira. Wayne Arthur Fontaine Seller. Karthik Gayudpali. Saurav Goswami. Joseph Michael Hanna. Mel Francis Hardy. Tyler James Hartman. Cameron William Healy. Devon Henry. Nishita Grace Isaac. Christopher William Johns. J. Alexander Killian. Rita Kosale. Rishikesh Parag Kulkarni. Aned Ladina. Jiang Li. Jessica Lin. Ka Lin. Mira Malmoshi. Lorna McCarran. Thomas Lawrence McCusker. Luke Benjamin Miller. Alexandra Mira Alonso. Emma Katharina Moswild. Mohammed Mahdi Mohadamorpur Shakaloui. Emma Catherine Nagler. Hu Huang Win. Anne Caroline Ornelas. Anna Paula Pellegrino. Andrew John Ross. Bradford Lear Salin. Cesar Francisco Salgado Portillo. Siddhat Sarauji. Prachi Shah. Madeline Claire Shore. Maria Spedigorin. Claire McGinty Bence Steele. Alexandra Steyer. Andy Sullivan. Marion Ryan Situ. Brady James Thexton. Brian Thorne. Catherine Vargas Enau. Jifan Wong. Zhang Zaiwan Wong. Hannah Feder Williams. Caitlin Wilson. Chao Yan. Diane Yu.
We will now have the presentation of the candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science. Will all the master's candidates please rise and don your hoods? I think you got it. Okay. All right, when you've done so, you may be seated. All right. Please be seated, folks. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Anna Riegel, Vice President for Research and Vice Dean for Biomedical Graduate Education, to present candidates for the Master of Arts and Master of Science in the School of Medicine's Biomedical Graduate Education programs.
Will the Master's candidates in the School of Medicine's Biomedical Graduate Education programs please rise? President Groves. As Vice Dean for Biomedical Graduate Education in the School of Medicine, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the degrees of Masters of Arts and Masters of Science. You may be seated. Ms. Megan Boyer and Mr. Vaughan Samuel will name the individual Master's candidates of the School of Medicine's Biomedical Graduate Education program as they cross the stage. Candidates, please remain seated until your row is called to approach the stage. Thank you.
These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Madison Dominique Augustine. Siddharth Bharani Duran. Haley Alexis Brown. Darren Chan. Lily Claire DeGroot. Morgan Louise DeGiorgio. Gabrielle K. Doctor. Abigail Marie Evangelista. Sarah Catherine Elaine Giles. Roisin Hanrahan. Elizabeth Grace Henstrom. Priyanka Anand Iyer. Stephanie Lee. Dante Menon. Edavale Kaliste Muianga. Zubairu Joseph Desiree Ivan Ndiaye. Chitsidzo Ndlovu. Andrea Andeme. Ashley St. Clair Phoenix. Caitlin Esperanza Preston. John Joseph Rieger. Ida Teferi. Gina Varengia. Yukai Wang. Blessed Isaac Corpuz Conde. Che Wan Yoon. Han Wen Zhang. Jiaye Zhong. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Biohazardous Threat Agents and Emerging Infectious Diseases. Ryan Jeffrey Anderson. Cheyenne Taylor Arbogast. Benjamin Baker. Nathan Daniel Curran. Raya Samir Elyan. Joshua Matthew Hall. Ethan Christopher Hamilton. Curtis Spencer Hoffman. Senna Joshi. Alexandra Felicity Lerner. Lauren Kate Lippery. Isha Mishra. Monica Wynn. Maraisha Linaldis Philogene. Anna Ponce. Megan Daly Patak. Albert Jacob Remen. Alba Revia Ruiz. Seja Ife Tafik. Kaylee Colleen Yanity. Caitlin Elizabeth Young. Catherine Zichen Zhao. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Bioinformatics. Nasser Almoamar. Shruti Balasubramanian. Sabila Bernard. Benshel Bright. Kirtana Chagari. Akansha Goswami. Nick Quinn. Ethan Thomas McCrary. Hong Tai Fung Win. Joseph Thomas Pataxel. Yusuf Covey. Ava Reese Stevens. Yan Di Xu. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Biostatistics. Xingchen Li. Sarita Christina Perez. Kunhao Chiu. Kaiyan Shi. Zuqian Wang. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Biotechnology. Virginia Rosas Acosta. Kriti Aitharaju. Jirapat Apichaisari. Tala Ayub. Lauren Bashara. Ariel O'Donnell Benderly. Siddhi Brahme. Allison Jessica Burns. Jacqueline Tsao. Natalia Isabel Chirabea Alvarez. Matthew Arrington. Artemis Giannopoulos. Nina Claire Kernan. Kavin Karupanandasamy. Zofia Kowalska. Shilin Lee. Ariana Marazzo. Dynasty Matheny. Marcella Morrison. Kathura Mugambi. Iman Nadir. Zainab S. Nalawi. Dharmadev Lakshmish Nayak. Adam Chumbe Njai. Adanaya Courtney Lolia Inzarem. Chisum Priska Orizu. Syria Annette Patterson. Pablo Pichardo Requena. Andrea Alexandra Pulido Solomon. Adit Rumesh. Arnaz Reza. Nishanth Saja. Sanjana Santosh. Ryan Gabrielle Stewart. Anthony Stripling. Shafin Tabassum. Dorith Romil Vora. Sia Misri Yadav. Zayu Jo. Chle Ju. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Clinical and Translational Research. Caitlin Chenoy. Jennifer Lynn Harmon Daly. Adanika Fajemison Epimolu. Courtney Hope. Michelle Sierra Staten. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Health Informatics and Data Science. Christabel Johanna Nana Ya Afari Aqua. Stephanie Araki. Anjali Atluri. Nathan Christopher Piat. Sonia Shah. Amina Iman Shurish. Andrea Mariel Vargas Reyes. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Integrative Medicine and Health Sciences. Ayla Simone Baraka. Evan Britton. Julian Jose Castillo Diaz. Raven Downing. Gabrielle Capian Gaspar. Henry Jacobs. Seamus Kelly. Savoy Milan Lackey. Karis Ji-hee Lee. Shannon Stacy Miranda. Jaya Maali Peterkin. Callie Saltz. Sophia Selenu Yemgong. Maya Silberstein. Hope Tinong. Paola Mariana Torres Ginge. Julia Tran. Kevin Ishan Williams. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Integrative Neuroscience. Marguerite Eloise Bartlett. Jamie Lynn Byert. Jocelyn McKenna Blander. Ella Jordan Bogomilski. Joya Hannah Cooper Hahn. Jacqueline Farias. Luis Garcia. Dana Sharif Hashem. Catherine Starr Koopman. Kaylee Morris. Colin Bryant Nemeth. Miren Kwek Oscaries. Cameron Skylar Rivera. Mia Anmei Schmetter. Abby St. Jean. Taylor Brenda Sullivan. Megan Kennedy Tragesser. Lila Grace Trollope. Bailey Villarreal. Elizabeth Welker Ebling. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Microbiology and Immunology. Fabiola Marie Costeo Costa. Udanim Richelle Igwe. Emily Celeste Kopp. Sophia Limon. Simran Narula. Julia Marie Placide. Alenka Anna Timash. George Benjamin Walls.
These are the graduates of Master of Science in Pharmacology. Ali John Biba. Anthony Joseph Bufanio. Nija Krene Crump. Truiska Schwan Gafour. Andrew James McCarowit. Eamon Maboob Mandley. Pooja D. Patel. Hannah Terrell. Tyree Ware. Asma Mokhtar Yusuf. These are the graduates of Master of Science in Physiology and Biophysics. Michael F. Ajay. Riham Ahmed. Christina Maria Alfonso. Bridget Andres Osario. Armin Andrew Asick. Paige Ann Boyland. Hermenio Trevon Cervantes. Melissa Chicoma. Lynn Martina Clough. Eswa Rajiv Eswa. Sharon Cameron Fonteroy. Gabriela Antonia Francisco. Nicole Maria Garcia. Brianna Madeline Gilman. Ayana E. Galladay. Isabella Evelyn Grayson. Karen Lisette Gutierrez Castillo. Charnay Henry Smith. Daryl Naomi Howard. Isabella Mora Interlicchio. Anjali Ayer. Sophie Mai Jacob. Faith Candia. Ganeet Carr. Natalie Brooke Closter. Reese J. Koch. Faith Natasha Lansing. Jessica Lugo. Ruby Jean McFarland. Connor Mbui Marin. Biniam Demaru Masresha. Kennedy A. McKendall. Stephanie Ann Mead. Benjamin James Miller. Munachiso Nkonye Mbekwe. Julian Andres Oliveras. Obiegwe Elizabeth Oniha. Gloria J. Perez. Ryan James Philippi. Rayanne Potter. Samuel Alexander Rickman. Zipporah Robinson. John Paul T. Sublan. Nikhil Sirivolu. Jennifer Brianna Smith. Andrew Soika. Sarah Paige Truman. Dina Tsirigotis. Sydney Capri Turley. Samyuktha Gauri Vupalapati. Rashida Chantel White. Nikitha Yamasetti. Nadia Njufutau. Faith Mwangi. Taylor Ashley Johnson. These are the candidates, these are the graduates of Master of Science in Physiology and Biophysics Special Master's Program. Ashley Abraham. Bundana Acharya. Sam Jaya Acharya. Riley Megan Aiken. Lena Tekla Alemzaged. Aminu Alibe. Amaya Anand. Ellen Anderton. Anjana Ashokchari. Noor Aslam. Mira Yasmin Baki. Aisha Nafise Baslamachu. Priscilla Blanco Portes. Tongase Sibusisiwe Booth. Roslyn Borty. William Frederick Bauer. Ian Andrew Boyd. Justin Mohan Britton. Hannah Brown. Kayla Edna Amani Brown. Caitlin Ying Chang. Kendall Nicole Chube. Stephanie Kaya Chun. Rakshitha Dasim. Liam Joseph Day. Camila de Alvarez. Martine Domo. Supriya Adara. Nabil Nadar El-Haj. Oliome Temetope Famakinwa. Ali Alam Ferozvi. Natalie Grace Good. Strihitha Reddy Goskanda. Stephanie Justine Guadalupe Rivas. Angela Harrington. Celeste Huang. Samuel Patrick Andresano. Samar Jahanbin. Samantha Kabakibi. Shrika Reddy Kantala. Sammy Clayfat. Ruth Catherine Kenyon. Laura Caroline Kodaviridian. Kamal Korapati. Austin White. Christina Elizabeth Landau. Chloe Fiona Locke. Michael W. McGuire III. Sarah Elizabeth Mackey. Sumer Malik. Maxima Marina Mogat. Spencer Morose. Micah Kaleba Ngoy. Akshith Marcella. Dylan Tresun Nguyen. Emily Nguyen. Mina Niamati. Drew Anna Nisbet. Victoria Van Nostren Nolte. Chukwumeka Michael Nwazwe. Emiolua Olawashayo Odenaya. Joseph Okeyi. Joseph Oliveira. Nayet Orhuela. Leah Aruco. Isabella Kiona Riel Osborne. Krishna Prakash Patel. Grace Petrick. William John Phelps. Chloe Posner.
How you doing?
Amelia Prada. Kyla Bell Rochford. Tandi Lida Romney. Patricia Roseman. Matthew Sandulak. Ayushma Sharma. Malek Eldasuki. Hannah Schufer. Lillian Annalise Beckler Smith. Minyote Tedessa. Diane Tang. Patrick Michael Takla. Jill Karubo Tora. Kinney Van Heck. Tyler Scott Welton. C. Tao Wong. Emma Jacqueline Wright. Sanam Riyam Yilmaz. These are the graduates of Master of Science in Systems Medicine. Afua Asamoah. Shanae Ashanti Brown. Shahin Karakani. Felicia Kristen Hassan. Lincoln Hoff. Aya Idris. Claire Marie Jaya Wikrama. Corn Christine Jordan. Germaine Tinhan Lee. Lauren Nayang Lee. Deja Noel McCoy. Alan Jr. Apaku. Isha Panchal. Viren Sanjay Patel. Jasmine Kim Rogers. Kaylin Woolley. These are the graduates of Master of Science in Tumor Biology. Nazgul Albuhanova. Chandler J. Coate. Gareth Francis. Gabrielle Gant. Weigua Jiang. Mahita Ravipati. Ahad Rezapour. Kristen Elizabeth Rodecker. Jeremy Bannon, Masters of Arts in Catholic Clinical Ethics.
I invite Dean Edelstein to return to the podium to present the master's candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the master's candidates in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Groves. As Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences. You may be seated. Ms. Kindra Tully and Ms. Ann Musica will name the individual master's candidates for Arts and Sciences as they cross the stage. Candidates, please remain seated until your row is called to approach the stage.
Hand them to you in order, right? Sorry? Okay. Sorry? Okay. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in American Government. Hannah Brooke Allen. Daniel Imani Baymiller. Christopher DeSalvo. Caleb David Johnston. Theodore Vaughn Kazee. Lily Martin. Allison Meredith Masterson. Layla Karampul Mathwez. Carmine Christopher McLovis. Faith Divine Murray. Yep. Spencer William O'Reilly. Alexander Graham Schnitzer. Tyler Junyoung Wally. Justin Daniel Weisenstein. Okay. These are the Masters of Arts in Applied Economics. Juliet Sophia Baragan. Nikhil Anand Bundankar. Jacob James Terrell. Ethan Benjamin Miller. Layla Okravi. Olivia Marie Viola. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Arabic and Islamic Studies. Salman Tariq Al-Rashid. Garrett Lane Weinstock. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Art and Museum Studies. Abigail Nadine Dunnigan. Miranda Michelle Glasgow. Catherine Emily Higgins. Mia Emmanuel Johnson. Kaman Omar. Anne Ward Sadra. Lily Elise Schweigler. Raina Shin. Mason Evangeline Stemple. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Conflict Resolution. Anna Baramidze. Isabel Adelaide Brooke. Kate Ann Gargano. Dane Allen, Germany. Isabel Frances Valentine Hawes. Danya Khalid Jara. Kelsey Kathleen Kirby. Anna Paulina Maestre. Anna Maria Papadopoulos. Delaney Siri Piccoli. Luisiana Rocha. Marina Fudarche Roja Capitolano. Hannah Lily Schechter. Amanda R. Schmidt. Justin David Snyder. Anji Zheng. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Democracy and Governance. Enrique Arevalo. Jam Ai. Phoebe Helen Chambers. Jack Fritz Gigante. Jay Harrison Gragnani. Jonathan Mendoza. Pedro Miguel Guerrero Herrera Norte. Jake Hansen. Jack Philip Higgins. Gabriella Lee Jansen. Dong Liu. Eric McDowell. Arnold Moyo. Andre William Nix. Nicholas Jack Papanicolo. Jessica Santos Paredes. Stack Schneider. Joseph Wozniak. Yi Zhou. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in Engaged in Public Humanities. Aramachi Ewomade Amufua. Lena Simone Beasley. Kendall Elise Bryant. Beatrice Angela Cox. Angelica Arvind Deogirikar. Samantha Jo Forshay. Lulu Griffin. Danelle Lynn Joins. Fenia Lampria Nidu. Elle Lopson. Sierra Nezai. Tatiana Te Pope. Isabel Viviana Romero. Janaya Brianne Rory. Ariana Ruiz. Madeline Ashley Vahe. Zachary Taylor Vossler. Annie Jess Scheinberg. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in English. Elizabeth Burton. George Edward Concannon. Marina May Lee Cooper. Lee Chian Sui. Seong Kim. Lauren Marie Corey. Ryan Anders Lillestrand. Margarita Minson Efimov. Diana Miranda Pato Morley. Jacob Pardo. Pearl Mildred Parker. Laura Tiffany Perrin. Sydney Richner. Amelia Marie Shotwell. Gracelyn Willard. Ellen Barnett Yeager. Kayla Emily Yang. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in German. Katharina Vogel. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in Global, International, and Comparative History. Sumava Basu. Christopher Thomas Bell. Vivian Eleanor Brienne. Adrian Fadl. Evan C. Jones. Kathleen LaPrairie. Jiawei Li. Sean Liu. Anna Noreen Maji. Leanne Ong. William Bartlett Pazos. Isabella Terrazzano. Shi Zhao. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in Linguistics. Fiona Donato Dragonfly. Joanna Fair. Whitney Fields Emmy. Andrew Robert Hogel. Ifeolua Posime John Idiagbona. Anne Puglisi. Helen Marie Corbett Winters. Allison Jane Gillespie Scherer. These are the candidates for the Master of Arts in Psychology. Naomi Michelle Nero. These are the candidates for the Master of Science in Biology. Cesar David Velez Penaloza.
These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Computational Linguistics. Lonnie Bu. Lillian Earhart. Emma Parker Rafkin. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Computer Science. Chang Chen. Benjamin Cloutier. Shushan Cui. Zhengheng Li. Marco Singhoff. Zunian Wang. Dagny Elaine Wall. Shizong Xu. Yang Le Shui. Jian Ying. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Economics. Wernicke Mring. Amarachi Ugochi Abiola Akubelen. Tamarin Taheri. Yichen Wei. Tong Xie. Yuanhua Yi. These are the graduates in the Master of Science in Financial Economics. Jiaqiang Huang. These are the graduates in the Master of Science in Linguistics. Andrew James Ock. Zun Yun Tian Dan. Evelyn Diaz Itiraga. Yenlin Huang. Ine Kim. Kylie Elizabeth Lance. Tyler Machado. Jillian Marie Seitz. Connie Tian. Ian Patrick Tracy. These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Mathematics and Statistics. Isabella Marie Coddington. William Barrett Hobbs. Zachary Dominic Holden. Isabella Ada Lagdameo. Jiuan Li. Reese Theodore Lossman. Jason Brian Russo. Ria Sonawane. Kyle William Wyatrak. Haoyang Xu. Jieyu Yang. Jia Yu. Ray Lan Sun. Diang Xie. These are the graduates in the Master of Science in Physics. Garrett Lee.
Will the candidates in the interdisciplinary programs in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Groves, as Dean of the Graduate School, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts and Master of Science in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Candidates, you may be seated. Ms. Ann Musica and Ms. Kindred Tully will name the individual master's candidates for the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences programs as they cross the stage. Before they do so, I want to recognize a student who is not with us today. Jingwei Lucy Luo passed away unexpectedly in late April. Her degree in communication, culture, and technology is being awarded posthumously.
These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Spanish. Mary T. Berginghaus. Maria Jose Candela. Paula De Lucas Barquero. I'm sorry? John Gonzalez Lindarte. Abigail Hope Schwarzenbach. Sair Michelle Samkin. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Communication, Culture, and Technology. Ella Yusuf Al-Yaqub. Lori Catherine Bacci. Alexander M. Blau. Delgerma Boldbatar. Ray Chen, Amanda Chen, Jisoo Choi, Siobhan Marie Cooney, Vibari AJ Desai, Jiashuan Cai, Jingyao Feng, Catherine Gates, Alexander John Luhowski, Duke Min Ha, Andrea Halstead, Nadia Hayasi, Jonathan Edward Hendry, Laureanne Sidney Howard, Alexis Ruth Jones, Katerina Kazimir, Aya Kaznadar, Colin Kirkpatrick, Avan Lakma Zahari, Yentong Stacy Lee, Luo Manchi, Lorena Lyons Zeeler, Hanlin Pan, Zihan Pan, Shantai Marisa Peku, Simone Diane Stewart, Rita Miranda Perez, Julieta Evelyn Perillo, Hanja Qin, Jade Silverstein, Shuowen Su, Zhidong Sun, Renee Tian, Celeste Ann Valentino, Teddy Wansink, Catherine Alexis Weiss, Jiaqing Shu, Wenju Yang, Shangshuang Ying, Iverson Yue, Luyu Zhang.
These are the graduates for the Master of Arts in Educational Transformation. Astrid Johanna Arroyo Medina, Alexandra Burnt, Tiffany Leah Broadbent, Hannah Teresa Ellis, Monica Renee Felix Wagdalt, Grace Ann Frunk, Anaya Camille Harris, Gerardo Enrique Hernandez Umana, Nurali Igo, Anna Marie McGuire, Jimena Martinez Perilla, Jenna Elizabeth Mazzilli, Gabriela Mendez, Eric Perez, Qudsiya Saeed, Victoria Caroline Stanford, Venus Jabong, Kanae Anaya Turner, Leanna Haley Vaughn, Philip Xavier Bautista Villano, Isabella Zachariah. These are the graduates of the Master of Arts in Learning, Design, and Technology. Hernan Carvalho Sr., Josephine Hai Yao Chai, Jingying Chen, Sarah Elizabeth Craig, Mi Fan, Angelica Fernandez, Daniela Maria Enriquez Salman, Apurva Jaiswal, Michael James, Salima Karoma. Di Wen O. Michael Vincent Pasimio. Tori Ann Phillips. Hasini Shamsundur. Paulina Velasquez Mata. Danchu Wong. Laura Grace White. Pim Winsayopit. Yes. Albina Vyacheslamovna Yildiz. Wan Mei Jung.
These are the graduates of the Master of Science in Data Science and Analytics. Isan Aledian. Ian Miguel Alvarado. Manav Arroyo. Ashke Arun. Aaron Bevick. Sophia Olivia James Castor. Sarah J. Chambers. Stacy Che. Xiangzhi Chen. Yenjun Chen. Anil Delane Choice. David Corcoran. Isaac Kaming Dai. Caroline Delva. Ranka Dung. Morgan Elizabeth Rose Dreiss. Wenbing Fang. Danielle Vargas Fisher. Alexander Ray Garcia. Courtney Renee Green. Chen Xi Guo. Zishu Michael Hao. Lin Jin He. Elizabeth Margaret Healy. Sun Ping Horatio Hill. Chong Yuan Hong. Christy Xu. Li Wen Hu. Suyu Hu. Zhihao Huang. Satomi Ito. Connor Michael Jones. Jessica Joy. Nandini Kodali. Tiana Binwen Lei. Shun Lei. Julia F. Lee. Xinzhou Li. Yuang Li. Hailing Liao. Jonah Gregory Lichtenthal. Jiahui Liu. Kristen Marie Lloyd. Viviana Claire Lucioli. Kevin Liu. Allison Brooke Mana. Sophie Virginia McDowell. Xiaoya Meng. Binghui Ni. Amina Benedicta Zana. Zhuan Park. Jia Yi Peng. Rachna Ralapali. Trey Rourke. Ariana Sanford. Yu Shi Shen. Adam Hunter Stein. Iran Tao. Ke Tian. Hong Tran. Samyukta Priya Vakalanka. Marie Emily Vaughn. Shanae Wadwani. Fangzhou Wang. Jason Wang. Juncheng Wang. Qingyang Wang. Shengmian Wang. Steve Wang. Jiaqi Wei. Meng Jiawei. Yonghan Wei. Siru Wu. Yanan Wu. Rui Jieshu. Jinghan Yang. Li Mingye. Hao Dongyi. Tong Rui Zhang. Yiqing Zhou.
These are the graduates for the Master of Science in Environment and Sustainability Management. Susana Aguilar. Anthony Michael Baril. Lanelle Bernier. Emma Danielle Beganovich. Margaret Elizabeth Benson. Taylor McKenna Brown. Daniel Arthur Cassavant. Yanita Koulibaly. Layla Crandall. Cameron Isabel Delgado. Irina Didenko. Yvonne Hannah Ebel. Mariana Sofia Ehea Kasselduk. Quinn Frying. Catherine Ann Gernes. Dominic Gonzalez. Emma Grant. James Robert Grebenstein. Cecilia Hallett Tavares. Frederick Evan Jones III. Sophia Bella Kavolik. Constantina Kleftogianni. Carly Lamb. Paige Ann Lowe. Matthew Alexander Martin. Sophia Morgan Martinez. Isa Adria Merritt. Ava Milliken. Lucas Mullaney. Liba Nazar. Rachel Nelson. Revathi Nithipolan. Virginia Copeland Norfleet. Hawi Annette Zoe Othiamba. Nicole Reva Tacher. Cecid Ileana Rodriguez. Olivia Bella Safavi. Noah Salek. Isabel Schaefer Skal. Emma Seeley. Anna Jane Snyder. Sarah Stromberg. Daniel Tespi. Matisa Georgia Tulukji. Kendall Ann Witters. These are the graduates for the Master of Science in Environmental Metrology and Policy. Emily E. Clements. Theodore Alberto Daniels, Jr. Morgan Taylor Everett. Torin Elise Honecker. Eric Robert James Lowe. Radha Virendra Patel. Ine Abasi Chiemaka Sunday. Isaac Shia. These are the graduates for the Master of Science in Epidemiology. Destiny Taylor Barksdale. Rhiannon May Curtis. Gabriel Donge. Yimin Dong. Kobe Dwayne Flakes. Sage Emily Hager. Lena Kethu. Sana Khan. Prudence Olivia Lindberg. Jaden Imani Robbins. Courtney Grace Washington. E.C. Zoe. These are the graduates for the Master of Science in Health and the Public Interest. Jero Marula Bisimwa. Kiona Soli. Priscilla Zoel Hastings. Catherine Margaret Heinrich. Taruni Maganthi. Abba Vyaibov Montri. June Padera. Haley Melina Peak. Noah Yamashiro. Molly Chow Yeselson.
We will now have the conferral of degrees. Dean Edelstein will request the conferral of the degrees for the College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Norman Beauchamp, Executive Vice President for Health Sciences and Executive Dean of the School of Medicine, will request those for biomedical graduate education, and I will request degrees in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please rise? President Groves, these candidates have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow upon them the degree in course.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Congratulations.
Will all the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts and Master of Science in the School of Medicine's Biomedical Graduate Education please rise? President Groves, these candidates have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow upon them the degree in course.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degrees of Masters of Arts and Master of Science. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts and Master of Science in the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Groves, these candidates have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow upon them the degree in course.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science. Congratulations.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science at the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Groves, these candidates have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Directors. I therefore ask that you bestow upon them the degrees in course.
You know what I'm going to say. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Congress of the United States and by the Board of Directors of Georgetown University, I hereby officially confer upon the aforementioned candidates the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Science. Congratulations.
Will all the graduates please rise? Graduates, on behalf of the faculty assembled behind me today, I congratulate you on all your many accomplishments. Each of you came to us with your own background, ideas, and experiences. The mutual recognition of one another's individuality and of our wide-ranging backgrounds, beliefs, and circumstances is at the heart of a core university value, the commitment to cura personalis. You now leave us as a member of an extended community of scholars, teachers, and practitioners, bound together by shared commitments to integrity, to the pursuit of excellence in our work, to the truth, and to the common welfare of people. I, the senior leaders and faculty on this stage, and the many others who are unable to join us today are deeply proud of you, and we can't wait to learn about what comes next. We wish you the best. It's also a good moment to remember that none of us get where we are alone. So I now invite you to turn and join me in thanking your families, friends, and teachers for the support and encouragement that they provided to you. You may be seated. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Robert M. Groves, Interim President of Georgetown University.
So we're almost finished. Good morning. I'm honored to share this moment with all of you. A special word of thanks to our terrific commencement speaker, Professor Beard. Your presence and insights have made this day even more meaningful to all of us. Dean Sins, thank you for your leadership of graduate studies at Georgetown. You and your colleagues behind us led in a very challenging time in U.S. universities. I appreciate the devotion to your school you've displayed. To our graduates, their families, our faculty and staff, our distinguished guests, welcome, welcome all. As we experience this tradition that dates back more than 2 centuries, it's proper to take just a moment to reflect on what the university strives to attain, what this university strives to attain, and how these wonderful graduates will meet the world. At Georgetown, as our provost noted, starting when the nation was born in 1789 and growing up with it, as it were, we've been deeply attentive to the civic dimensions of our mission. Healy Hall, this iconic structure behind me, does not face the Potomac River, a picturesque presence. It faces the seat of our national government to signify the attention we pay to serving the nation. This perspective, an orientation of civic engagement, stems from our Jesuit animation of people for others. This principle has guided generations of Georgetown graduates who've gone on to serve as civil servants, elected officials, physicians, entrepreneurs, educators, and advocates. And you should know, as our most recent alums, at Georgetown, we will always continue to honor those who devote a significant portion of their lives to public service. And this world needs this service. Right now, as we look around our globe, we see a world divided by conflict and violence. Further, in this very country, the federal and state governments are redefining their relationship with higher education. And you should know, our graduates, that they have begun to dictate curricular content, but as a Catholic and Jesuit university, Georgetown will vigorously defend our right to determine what we teach, how we teach, whom we teach, and who teaches. So in the face of these attacks, it's useful to just stop again for a minute and ask ourselves, why are we here? We've come to the conclusion among us that the best way to answer that question is not to answer what we do here at Georgetown, but why we do what we do, the why of Georgetown, if you will. Since the 16th century, as you know, Jesuits have dispersed around the world, building schools, often in areas that were quite hostile to those efforts. In 1789, this school boldly opened itself to all religions, an attribute newly permitted in the state of Maryland at that time and made permanent by the 1791 First Amendment to the Constitution. So we have remained openness. We started being open to all religious beliefs and those people who have no beliefs at all. This openness is significant. For some decades, the Catholic Church has asked the Jesuits to lead efforts in interreligious dialogue, bringing groups together with different beliefs. The Jesuits believe that when we encounter those of different faiths, cultures, and ideas, we can come to know ourselves better and thereby to become closer to God. Their work serves the greater glory of God and the welfare of humankind. And so it makes sense that at Georgetown, a key sentence of our mission says that serious and sustained dialogue across persons of different faiths, cultures, and ideas promotes intellectual, ethical, and spiritual understanding. That is the why of Georgetown. That is the why we do our work here. So we aspire to immerse ourselves in different beliefs, different ways of thinking and approaching the world and each other. Thought diversity in modern parlance. We believe that every person we encounter who's different from us is a gift to us, to help us learn. We treasure that because we believe that through interaction with others, we can enrich one another's lives. The why of Georgetown demands that we are devoted to free speech on campus. We need to hear the voices of other folks. Hence, Georgetown does not discourage or disinvite speakers with controversial views. How else would we learn new ways of thinking about the world? Yes, we are devoted to free speech on campus, but we also know that hurtful speech threatens real dialogue among people. So we aspire to civil discourse while exposing ourselves to different perspectives. Our discourse is about ideas. We strive to separate attention to ideas from the people espousing those ideas. In Jesuit fashion, we assume that others are acting with goodwill, and we focus on our collaborative joint search for understanding. The why of Georgetown demands we train ourselves to listen, really listen to what others are saying. Some might hear this as a cacophony of different views, but here we find harmony in the diversity of ideas presented. In music, harmony requires different parts, different voices coming together. If everything were the same, we would have uniformity, not harmony. So in our classrooms, we learn not by clinging to what we think we know, but by holding it in tension with new information, new perspectives. We must all allow our beliefs to be tested and stretched and refined. By incorporating the why of Georgetown, Georgetown graduates have led in every sector of society. They are kings, prime ministers, elected government leaders, famous playwrights and actors, novelists, scientists, CEOs, and spiritual leaders. And now you, our newest graduates, join this group. You join a world that needs everything you've been taught here: critical thinking, problem solving, working across differences, communication skills to convey information accessible to all, deep humility, a commitment to continuously learning from others, a philosophy of care for others. As graduates and professional students, you've completed a course of study that's focused deeply on content that prepares you for the next step in your career. If our aspirations for you are achieved, you've absorbed lessons that catalyze your professional growth, absorbed a set of relevant ethical principles that will guide your behavior, developed a set of research and problem-solving skills, and created a set of personal ties with faculty and your fellow students that will be a resource for you the rest of your lives. Your disciplines may differ, but as a graduate of Georgetown, the call is the same: to use your skills in service to others, to advance collective goals, and to make room for every voice at the table. You should know that we are very, very proud of you. You have all the skills and energy to tackle the big problems facing the world. This is your moment. Thank you for sharing part of your journey with all of us at Georgetown. You are forever part of this community. And one more time to the class of 2026, congratulations.
Please rise for the Alma Mater, the lyrics of which are located in the back of the Commencement program book. Following the Alma Mater, please remain standing for the benediction, which will be offered by Imam Yahya Hendi, Director of Muslim Life.
Children Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, O Creator of all things, known by many names, who has spoken to all people in all times through an abundance of prophets, dominated by no one race or land. The Quran declares, stand out firmly for justice, for in the pursuit of justice you find righteousness. Almighty living God of justice and compassion, we call upon your holy name to bless the graduate of the class of 26, to bless this nation of ours and all the nations of the world. God, make this season of graduation one that inspires us to turn to love those fears, to inspire us to break the swords of war, to put off the fires of hate, and to march together in the gardens of kindness and liberty. We ask that you inspire our graduating class of 26, the leaders of the future, with the ability to love unconditionally, to serve passionately, to humble themselves before your glory prayerfully, and to become a voice of truth and justice for all vigorously. God, we ask for a new season of hope and optimism, a new generation committed to tranquility around the world, and a new path of reconciliation between all nations and all races. Living God, repair our souls so that we may echo the voice of reason, wisdom, and sanity in our country and all over the world. Give us the wisdom to realize that redemption will be realized when we all return out of their exile and our exile from each other to care for others as they care for their own. And in doing so, God, grant them the courage of the strong, the endurance of the marathon runner, the hope of the young, the wisdom of the aged, and a faith that does not shrink when challenged, so that they may turn to each other and not on each other. God, we know that the market value may determine their salaries, but it is you who determine their value. Let us all say Amen and congratulations.
Please remain in your places until the academic procession has recessed. The university will hold the School of Nursing commencement here on Healy Lawn in less than 1 hour. Out of consideration for those graduates and their guests, we ask you to leave this area with decorum, but also a substantial amount of verve, efficiency, and pace, so that the seats can be staged and reset for the next event. This 2026 Georgetown University Joint Graduate Commencement Ceremony is now officially closed. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you.